All right, so we're back with the season two for Beauty in Black. I'm not sure if anybody really watched it. I think a lot of people watched the show, especially for season one, and I was a person who was sort of against it because it's Tyler Perry. We know Tyler Perry's shows to be pretty much the same thing, the constant, drawn out scenes. And yeah, so we are now back with season two, part one. And I believe it's 8 episodes. I'm just going to be recapping the first episode because I'm just currently on the second episode. So I'm going to just do this week by week or day by day. Now, for the first episode, we saw where it continued from the hospital scene. And pretty much Kimmy is now married to Horace, I believe his name. Yeah. And of course, the family is shocked by the situation. And for me, one thing I'm just happy for this the first episode watching. I'm glad that Rain is out of the hospital because we spent the entire season one with her being in the hospital. So I'm happy for season two. She's actually up out of the bed, and she's also out of the hospital. Um, I don't know what expectations I have for the season so far. As I said, I'm not through it as yet, but I don't know what expectations I have when it comes on to this season because I watch a lot of Tyler Perry shows, and it seems to be the same thing with him where a scene is very drawn out, a day is very drawn out. I'm not sure if anybody has watched like If Loving You Is Wrong. That shit had like I think that shit was just more than 24 hours in a day, the way how scenes were played and that was drawn out. Now they got to the house. I think the driver, which she is very skeptical about because the driver works for Jules. But the thing what I don't like with Kimmy is that she or how they write her. She I understand her not trusting people, but I think sometimes it becomes very annoying where sometimes someone will tell her something or explain to her this is what it is, and she comes off a little bit annoying at times where she just does not go with the flow. She always has to second guess, repeating her questions, constantly re-asking. And that's something that is very frustrating to see or watch personally when it comes on to her. And especially she wasn't trusting the driver, and the fact that Horace was telling her that he can trust the driver, she can trust the driver basically. And it's that's the constant thing, and I think it played out in the vehicle as well when she was asking him how long did he work for Jules, and the fact that she kept on repeating the question. I was like, are we going to have another season where you keep doing this shit? Because it was the second part for season one where she kept asking, where's my daughter? Not where's my daughter, where's my sister, where's my sister? And that's something I don't want to see this current season from her. I don't want to see the constant second guessing. Like, it's okay to not put your trust in the person or fully trust them, but I'm just hoping they don't write, and I think that's what's going to happen. I just hope they don't write her to be this person that constantly keeps asking the same questions over and over and over, and it just gets annoying for me as a viewer watching the show. And that's what I'm hoping, especially in the further episodes in the season. I'm just hoping she, over time, try to dial back on the constant repeating of question. I think sometimes Tyler Perry does it because it doesn't really have anything else to add to the scene, and for whatever reason, he feels like the scene needs to go an extended period of time, and that's something I'm not interested in. So we got to where I believe when so they arrived at the house, and then there was a meeting that was keeping at the other with the family. I think it was at Mallory's house or one person's house, and the lawyer was talking, Varney was talking to them regarding the whole will that he want them to do. And this is what I don't get with Varney, because I understand he has a liking for Charles, but I'm confused as to who his loyalty is, because he works for Horace, but yet he keeps carrying back the information to the rest of the family. And if Horace is your actual top boss and he seems okay and has trust in you, I don't see why you keep carrying the information to the rest of the persons, because I'm trying to see what can they do for you if he was to find out that that's what you're doing, because they can't save you. because clearly he is the head, as in Horace is the head in charge, who pretty much controls everything. So I'm trying to understand exactly, what do you think these persons, like, what do you think he can do, the rest of them can do for you, while you keep carrying the same information over and over to them? And it's okay if you're telling Charles because you have a liking or love for him, but for Mallory and the rest of them, I don't know why you're telling these people that he's planning to put the rest of them in the will, calling them by name. It just does not make sense to me, and I don't see what it is that he sees in the rest of them or trust in the rest of them for him to be spreading that information. Apparently they are taken back by the whole will thing, of course, because it affects their money. And then we also saw where the mom, she's another story. Clearly she's broke. Clearly she's dependent on the money that she gets monthly, because she's possibly, I think, on spousal support. So she's clearly worried about her income coming in, but clearly the uncle or the brother basically was calling, saying to her that, oh, she's broke or whatever. And that was another scene that, again, I think was just played out for no reason. Like, I don't see why we need to get this constant dialogue when it comes on to these shows. Like, this is why I sometimes feel like Tyler Perry needs additional writers to help him with stuff, because a scene does not need to run 10 minutes if we're not discussing bunch it's if we're not discussing anything that makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I enjoy the first episode and I'm on the second episode and it's cool, but a scene does not need to play out that long for no reason. Like, if you're discussing shit that makes sense, I don't give a fuck how that's long that scene wants to run. But if we're just asking the same questions over and over and doing the same thing over and over in different versions, I don't get fulfillment from that. So I think that's something he needs to work on. I don't know if more in how Tyler Perry works, he probably shot the second part of the season already. But that's something he needs to work on. I don't think he's going to work on it because it's something that the audience, complains about from time to time. I believe it went to where Viney decided to go by Charles's house, and the two of them were there. No, I think they were all right. So I think Kimmy and her friend and her sister reached at the house. They were like, "Why are these people standing here?" Blah blah blah, and her friend is more excited for the place than Kimmy is. Kimmy is still in her head feeling as if that something is up. She doesn't trust this situation. And I think Kimmy, what she needs to get is, for the entire season one, she couldn't trust Horace, especially when she said that, oh, Jules works for him. But I think she needs to dial it back a little bit and stop with this constant not having trust or whatever in Horace, because I don't see what normal person is going to be telling you all of this stuff. He went ahead and even married you, and not a prenup was there. You clearly see how he's living, and you're still skeptic about the situation. I don't think he necessarily is that interested in Kimmy. He's more interested in Angel. We still saw where Angel is now and got locked up. I'm assuming Kimmy will be able to help him out because, Horace has a lot of links and strings. But yeah, that was my take for season one. I will give it like it was a good starter, and I like the fact that how it pretty much picked up from where it ended season one when they were at the hospital. It did not just start, because some shows, they end a particular way, but by the new season, it basically starts somewhere else, or there was a time jump. I like the fact that it's literally started from the hospital scene, and it's like carrying on into what happened after. It doesn't feel like you missed something or something was left out. But that was my take for the episode one for season two of Beauty in Black. Let me know your thoughts on this episode one for you. Are you watching this season? Did you even watch the show? Let me know your thoughts on this, guys. Remember, guys, to leave a comment, subscribe to the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.